Hi everyone, I've gotten some great questions and comments on my post about a turn and talk, so I thought I'd just pop in and tell you a little bit more about what I do in my classroom. So if you've ever done a turn and talk and you didn't love it, I hope after this you are willing to try again. Turn and talks are great for processing information. I also think that they do so much for building classroom culture, and I hope you'll see that too. So I have three plus three and a bonus tip for you. Number one is give kids a chance to stop and jot before you tell them that they're going to turn and talk. So whether it's a prompt that you have for them to think about, a math problem you want them to have some struggle time and work out, whatever it is, give them a chance independently to work on it and do some recording before you get started with your turn and talk. So as kids are working for a couple of minutes, I just run around and make sure everyone gets something recorded. And if someone needs a little extra prompting, I do that so that they're ready to be good contributors in a conversation. Number two, never lead with, we're going to have a turn and talk. I don't know about you, but I've noticed in my classroom, as soon as kids know that there's going to be some group work or partnering, their brains shift and they become completely social. So save that. Let it be a surprise after they've had a chance to stop and jot their own ideas. Number three, let them know before they talk that, and this is a really big one, that you're going to be asking them to share what their partner said. This goes such a long way for building active listening in our students. So right before we turn and talk, I always say, boys and girls, I just want to remind you, when we're done with our 2-minute turn and talk, I'm not going to ask you to share what you thought. I'm going to ask you what your partner said. So be sure to clarify any confusion. If your partner is saying something you're not understanding, stop and ask them more about it. And then here's my bonus, because 3 is never really enough, right? When it's time to share out, stop the class. I always say, please thank your partners, and they do, and that builds some community as well. And then I say something like, who heard something brilliant from their partner? And I get a bunch of hands, sometimes because something brilliant was said, but mostly because kids love to hear themselves talk, and they want to share. And this time they had to work hard to share because they had to listen to what somebody else said. So when they share, I make sure they use their partner's name. So, Johnny, your hand's up. Who did you talk to? Oh, okay, Melissa. And tell us what she said. And if he says, she said, I'll say, oh, wait, let's use her name so that we can really credit her. Oh, Melissa said, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, oh, Melissa, is that right? Did he get it? Is that what you were thinking? And then I thank them both. Johnny, great listening today. Melissa, I'm so glad you shared that. You guys did did great partnership work today. So I credit everybody involved, but I really push for that active listening. So I hope that that's helpful and you have a great experience with turn and talk in your classroom. If you'd like more tips on grouping strategies or classroom systems, join us over at writesolutions.org. Classroom Systems That Work, the e-course, is enrolling now as well. So hope to see you there. Thanks.